How's it going, everyone? Podcastville, presented by the one and only Farah and Farah. I don't want to deceive everyone, but I did get a haircut, but I'm still your host, Mario Rico, and I'm here joined today by my usual co-hosts, Mr. Khalil Farah, Mr. Nicky James Boyle. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, excited.
It's a great day. I like your shirt.
Thank you. I like yours as well.
Thanks. It wasn't planned.
We did not plan this.
Khalil was just missing his.
I'm the one guy missing the sports.
He's missing his Big Judge guy. Big Judge fan. Well, today is a very exciting episode because we have a very special guest on today's episode. The one, the only, Mr. Evan Werthman. You got to show your worth, man.
Hate that joke. Can't tell you enough.
I had to say it. We are here with Evan. Evan is the co-founder, co-creator of Snaxsonville, the I would like to say the most prominent Jacksonville food blog out on the market today.
Yeah, we're up there. It's a good time. We're micro celebrities. We might get recognized in a Trader Joe's once in a while.
You know that I actually got recognized as the Jacksonville, the Podcastville guy.
Yeah, you're walking through the hallways here.
It was at a work event. It was by an employee who I'd never met before, but wow. I still count it. Yeah.
Did you sign anything? Any autographs?
No, I said no autographs. My manager wasn't with me.
That's smart.
Khalil, are you a micro celebrity?
On the weekends, I let the hair grow out. I let the beard go.
Yeah.
I dress like it's kind of Slavish. Yeah, it keeps me incognito.
To fit in with the people.
Evan, do you have to walk around with like sunglasses and a hat?
We like talking to people. Most of the time it's people like thanking us for our restaurant recommendations, so it's a good time. But sometimes it gets a little interesting because people do this thing where they'll see you and they'll stare at you for a weird amount of time. And then I always look over at my wife and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're about to talk to us.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the reason I kind of cyber stalked you. I wanted to get you on the pod because you have an awesome, the Instagram has 32.6 thousand followers. I'm trying to keep you humble here. But you guys review pretty much every spot in Jacksonville. I mean, if you like a place, I'm going to go try that place.
So I counted, actually. We've reviewed 74 restaurants.
Wow.
Prior to doing reviews, we've done videos on a whole bunch more. Jacksonville has so many restaurants.
Yeah.
I know there's McDonald's, there's Burger King.
Those are actually our favorites. Yeah.
Taco Bell third, right.
Those are the golden plates we give out.
Well, hey, don't knock Mickey D's. Mickey D's is the best. But tell us about who got you started? How did you get this idea?
So I used to own a food truck prior to doing the food blogging.
What type of food truck?
Stuff. It was a video game themed food truck called Joystick Food Truck, and it was like my brainchild.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It was a.
Did you have consoles on the side, so you're waiting for food?
It had a TV on the side, and you could play Super Nintendo.
This is like Nick's dream.
This is my dream.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, you can probably still buy it. I think it's legit. I think it's sitting in Kingmaker Brewing's backyard and serving barbecue right now.
Oh. If we sneak in and take it, Khalil,
I don't think it drives. I think the transmission blew. Which it was a very chaotic experience. We literally had a wheel fall off one time while we were driving down Butler.
It's not ideal for a food truck.
No, they're supposed to have 4 of them.
Right.
3 just doesn't get it done.
No.
So, we started the food truck. That ran its course, usually into a ditch. But afterwards, the pandemic had hit, and we saw a lot of our restaurant friends, food truck friends, being affected by kind of what happened to restaurants, the economy there. And we knew restaurant blogging existed, and so we just wanted to do it kind of to keep our foot in the scene and support friends how we knew we could. Yeah. We didn't plan on it really going anywhere. Until TikTok kind of came onto the scene, and my wife.
TikTok.
My wife had to talk me into it because I thought I was dancing for the longest time.
That's how it started.
That was how it started, and I didn't do any dancing.
That's how this podcast started, actually.
Dancing?
I was going to just be. Nick
I thought that's how Farah and Farah started.
Dancing.
It was just interpretive dancing.
Interpretive dance.
Dancing just. Yeah. It's responsible for all the great things in Jacksonville.
Exactly.
We started out doing TikToks, and we had one about Texas Roadhouse of all places, completely blow up. And
I actually love Texas Roadhouse.
A lot of people.
Was it the rolls? What was it?
So we did this thing where we did a video where it was we'd go in and tell the server, you have a budget of $50. order us whatever you want under that budget.
Oh, this is an awesome idea.
yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
We repeated it a few times and kind of were presented with this thing like, oh, we could just stick to gimmicky stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we were also doing just local restaurant videos, and we decided to stick with the local restaurant stuff, which it sort of limits us as far as the following goes to a more local audience, but we've, I think, gotten a lot more joy out of that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But the gimmicky stuff's fun once in a while.
I got a question.
Shoot.
Have you ever given a bad review and then had them come after you, like mafia style?
Not yet. So that was our biggest fear when we switched. We switched
The
to doing
mafia was your biggest fear?
honest reviews. You never know.
Exactly.
You don't ever know.
I'm watching you.
Yeah, well, De Niro over there.
That being said, no. Surprisingly, no. I think people might be a little bit more afraid of cancel culture these days to like clap back. Maybe that's my theory, because we've given out a couple reviews that I think the restaurant probably wasn't very happy with. But what we try to do is keep all of the, we don't want to be like polarizing. We're not doing criticism for the sake of like getting views. We want to actually like offer our very honest opinion and give them hopefully helpful feedback, because a lot of times when like an owner comes around to your table at a restaurant and they ask how it was, you're not going to tell them like,
My
You're gonna
potatoes
say
are
good.
shit.
Yeah, then you're never going to say
or
that.
like, I mean, things we say in the video, you're not going to say to their face unless they're like really asking for criticism.
Right.
Right.
And one of the things you mentioned off air just now is that you don't take any money from any of these restaurants to prevent a conflict of interest.
No. So with reviews, when we're reviewing something, we do not take money for any of the reviews. If a restaurant reaches out to us and asks us to come out, in my mind, and I'm curious what people think of this, but at the same time, it just works for us. If they want to set something up for us to come out, we just ask that our meals comped, because driving all
That's
over
fair.
Jacksonville and
Right.
like trying to prioritize and set aside the time, that's our only thing that we really like benefit from. And honestly, if we didn't do that, I don't know if we could put out as much content, because food's expensive.
Comps
Yes.
meal, maybe a take-home meal too.
I mean,
gift
we
card.
always have leftovers. We try to feature as much food as we can.
So do they pick the item they want you to feature, or do you get to look at a menu and be like, hey, I want the chicken tendies, or I'll have the macaroni and cheese? Or, I
Is
know
this
you're
off a
not-
kids menu? Why are you kids menu over
Do you
here?
want the corn dog?
Yeah, right. Fries and ketchup, anybody?
Fries and ketchup, chicken nuggies.
Yeah.
We ask recommendations, because usually if you work at the restaurant or own the restaurant, you know what people like or what's best. And that's actually how we've like discovered some foods we've never knew we would have liked so much. But I mean, especially
Like
if we're
Brussels
going
sprouts.
I guess
Those are
kinda
done
like
right
Brussels sprouts
with
now.
the bacon and the balsamic. Ooh.
So I was raised in the Midwest, and like I hadn't tried like an empanada until like age like 24. So just going off that, like we've tried a whole bunch of new stuff, at least for me, by doing this, and it's because we'd like ask for recommendations.
Are you a Viking fan?
I can't be a Vikings fan. They are absolute tormentors of their fan base. I'm a Jaguars fan now.
Okay.
But I will watch the Vikings.
So you just like the color, I guess?
You know, I still don't have a good answer to that question.
He knew I had Minnesota ties because I went to undergrad.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
nice.
mentioned University of Minnesota, which I
Yeah.
went to for like a year. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Ski-U-Ma.
Ski-U-Ma.
There you go.
Is it Ski-U-Ma?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Well,
Row the
I
boat.
can't even get
Row
it right.
the boat.
Rough the boat.
And then you have Western New York ties too, right?
Yeah, my family in Rochester, New York, and my
Hey-o.
wife's family is all from Buffalo.
Go Bills.
Question for you,
Wow.
actually.
Question for me.
Mario. Or have you guys been to Buffalo?
I have.
have
you
not.
done like the Duff's versus Anchor Bar, like chicken wing?
I haven't. I should have done that.
You've actually willingly gone to Buffalo?
Well, for a Jags game.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference between Duff's and Anchor Bar?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, Duff's is the best.
Okay, good. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
sweet.
So
I thought so too.
Duff's is a lot saucier though.
Fair.
Yeah, but I mean Anchor Bar is still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, here's a question for you.
okay.
Ranch
Well,
or
hold on,
blue
wait. I gotta ask a question of Khalil.
Okay.
Are you more of a B-dubs guy, or I'm just kidding?
B-Dubs is pretty good.
It's not bad.
We don't have any like
I used to
local
work
wing
at a
Nick and
B-Dubs,
I
yeah.
kill B-dubs.
Yeah.
Boneless.
It's a
Well-
boneless adult chicken
I don't eat
nuggets.
regular. I don't eat regular wings outside of Buffalo.
That's honestly fair.
Yeah,
Like I kind of get
pretentious.
that though.
But blue cheese or ranch with your wings, guys.
it depends where it is. If it's
Really?
at Duff's, I'll do the blue cheese.
I'm a big blue cheese guy. I don't
Oh,
like
blue
ranch.
cheese all the way.
There's only one answer. It's blue cheese. So
Yeah.
you're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just
Fair
firing
enough.
all
But,
cylinders.
I like ranch, but
But back to Snaxsonville.
okay.
I mean, you guys have amassed quite a following, right? Was it overnight success?
On TikTok it was, so back in the day where like you could just post a random TikTok video and it could get like 5 million views. That's actually what happened with the Texas Roadhouse
Wow,
video.
that's cool.
It was literally, and so we went from like, I don't know, 5,000 to 30,000 followers overnight. On TikTok we have like 45, but that number has stayed the same for the last 2 years. So we had one jump. On Instagram, it's been really steady, and it kind of depends what Instagram's like pushing.
Yeah.
There's like a whole social media dynamic with like the algorithm and whatnot. And I used to care a lot about trying to figure out how to get more followers and like posting content that people
Yeah, me
would
too.
But yeah, no, I think now we just try to stick to posting content that we can like get behind, and I think honesty is kind of the big character trait that I've been exercising. And like one of the benefits of that, of like actually giving honest criticism, is you start to learn to be able to like speak up for yourself in different situations. Like if you don't like something, like I was a people pleaser, so it was really hard for me to say. But now after doing this, it's become so much easier for me.
You're
to
like,
just
these muffins
politely,
taste bad.
I do not care for these muffins.
Did Texas Roadhouse ever reach out to you guys?
No, but the server who worked there recognized us when we went back because he got a lot of attention. So
Oh, good for him.
Oh,
That's cool.
He has a second career.
I don't think Texas Roadhouse needs any advertising either.
No.
Yeah,
They have
no,
a pretty
definitely.
solid fan
Yeah.
base.
I worked there for a day, and then
For a day?
I broke my femur, and then I couldn't work
At
anymore.
work?
Not at work. No,
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have called Farah and Farah.
Yeah,
workers'
smart.
comp department.
Still collecting workers' comp.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask about the food truck. Did you?
Okay.
Was this a solo endeavor? Did you have like a partner, or did you have a business?
So, again, with the theme of chaos, I started with a partner, and our motor blew up like 3 months in, and
Jeez.
Yeah, this truck's got a lot of
Who
problems.
sold you this lemon?
all the food trucks, like if you buy a used food truck, they're like 20 years old. at
Oh,
least.
yeah.
So this one, I think this one was like a 92 or something like that, and we bought it in 2016. So it kind of didn't have a chance from the beginning. Which
GM's not making new food trucks.
they are,
truck
but
divisions?
I had to like bootstrap this whole operation. So I was cutting corners wherever I could, and and because we were cutting corners and we didn't have a lot of money in the bank, he had to bail on me. So it became solo after that.
Oh man. Well, I only ask because I'm the king of segues, as I'm sure you.
I'm
know.
aware.
They call you
Yeah.
Kingy Segs over there.
What's that?
Don't they call you Kingy Segs on the
Kingy
streets?
Segs.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's segueing into our legal corner. It's actually presented by Farah and Farah. I didn't know if you knew that. And we're going to discuss a little bit about, how do you create a business partnership, right? If someone wants to hear this and be like, you know what, I want to get a food truck, a rundown old food truck that has 3 wheels, and get my buddies and start a business, how do we go about doing that? And so we're going to delve into that today for you, okay?
Fair enough.
You can say no, but we asked you to come on, and so it would be really rude.
You kind of have to say yes.
I love segments that are based on my life.
There you
Yeah,
go. Okay. So once upon a time, Evan was born. No. So there's actually 5 key characteristics when you want to start a business, a partnership, okay, form a partnership in the great state of Florida. And those 5 are, number 1, you choose a partnership name. That's probably really important. Okay. Number 2 is you register that name. In Florida, it has to be a DBA, which I know what you're thinking. Is that Dragon Ball Z related? It's not, actually.
Nope.
Any anime fans out there?
No?
No, tough
Yep.
crowd.
Yep.
Bunch of jocks. Number 3 is you have to draft and sign a partnership agreement. Number 4, comply with tax and regulatory requirements. And number 5, obtain good old-fashioned business insurance. Okay.
Smart.
So the insurance requirement actually is a little bit variable. Not all businesses are required to carry insurance.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's if you're on the road, you got a vehicle, you have to have insurance. If you're in certain industries, you have to have insurance. Like if you're serving liquor, I think is one of the requirements. But generally, you don't actually have to have insurance just because you have a business or just because you have a partnership.
Ooh, it's a dangerous road to go down, though.
Yeah, Florida's kind of the wild, wild west, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in our field, we see a lot of times businesses without insurance. I can think of a few cases I've had where someone got hurt because of a business's negligence, and then there was just no insurance to go after.
So would you say it'd be smart to have insurance?
Yeah, you definitely should have insurance. I mean,
Yeah.
In the two instances that come to mind, both times the business actually had to write a check
Right.
to the person that was injured, and
A physical check?
they wrote a physical
big
check.
One. A big check.
Big check.
Mm-hmm.
You guys made fun of me for having checks.
Yep. No, never mind. Go ahead.
You're not a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The big focus is on the name. You have to register your trade name. Khalil, do you know if you have to be a DBA?
So DBA is just how you're doing business as, and so a lot of times there may be the legal name, which is Two Tables LLC, but the DBA might be Podcastville.
That's a cool name.
And so it's there's a name that's goes in the legal documents and a different name, which is what you're actually doing your business out and holding yourself out to the public as.
So if we're going to sue a partnership, not that we're going to sue you, Evan.
I hope not.
But watch out, because we might. Do you sue the DBA or do you sue the LLC?
You sue the actual name, yeah.
Okay.
So actually, funny, I can relate to this because we tried to start a second food truck called Shtickwitches, and we tried to do
You big
cold
shtick
sandwiches,
guy.
and I just kept the same LLC, and for like the license, we did a DBA as Shtickwitches, and you don't really have to do anything other than get your proper licensing under the new name.
Correct, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna go on a limb here and pretend I know how to talk, and say that the partnership agreement is the most important piece of forming a partnership. Khalil,
Yeah, for
is that
sure.
true?
Yeah, that's everything. In the partnership agreement, you should try and be as specific as possible, because a partnership is multiple individuals who are getting together with the goal of making some profit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so when you have these different people, a lot of times at some point during a partnership, conflict can arise between those people. People think the other person's not pulling their weight, or they're not putting in as much money or time or whatever it is as one of the other partners. And so one of the ways to sort of head that off is by creating a partnership agreement that really outlines everybody's responsibility, as specifically as you guys feel comfortable doing when you're creating the partnership. And I think that's everything.
Evan, did you do that?
Yeah, in one of the instances we did that, it came in handy. It also, with partnerships, it doesn't have to be two people. It can be more than two people, and it can be split however you want, which is, I guess, you can get different people involved. So we had some investors, and so we had we actually didn't have a partnership, and I wish we did. We did an S corp. So partnerships are very good if you want to customize how your business works, and if with the partnership contract, I think it's something that I'm going to keep in mind for the future. And
to your point, Khalil, when you were talking about the sharing of profits, that kind of thing, it's actually, because general partnerships aren't, you can just have one, right? I mean, it can just exist, and to prove it, I guess, to bring us back to kind of the law school days, you have to have the intention of the parties, and then there has to be sharing of profits and losses. Right, and so those two things combined really define a partnership.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And another advantage of having a partnership is you can make it a limited liability partnership, which insulates the people, their personal assets in case something happens. If your food truck is driving down Butler and a wheel falls off and you careen into a card.
That's a little race. It's a Lockwoodder right there.
That's a little deep now.
If something like that happens, you can insulate the individuals from personal liability.
Yeah, smart.
By having the partnership sort of work as a shield.
Even without insurance?
Yeah, I mean, there's rules on how to pierce. They call it pierce the corporate veil. We all remember those from law school, where you can actually get to the individuals. It's hard to do, but generally,
if you get something sharp enough, really pierce
right through there.
Right, it has to be the right
through
knife.
that veil.
Yeah. I think it's funny that I always thought if I would form a business, I can't imagine ever getting in disagreement with my partners, with my friends. They're my buddies. And then I go and I see movies like The Social Network and what Zuckerberg did to Andrew Garfield, Eduardo Saverin, that's his name. And I just watched this series on the startup of Uber. With
That's
Joseph
so
Gordon-Levitt.
good.
Yeah, it was really good. Right, or even Succession on HBO. Your partners, your friends or your family members, you run into these issues all the time. So it's really important to have that in a partnership agreement, right?
Yeah, and if the business is successful, there's always that issue with the business was devised one way and is now turned into something else.
Right.
And if you're not planning for that contingency, you get conflict later.
Right.
And so the partnership agreement may have to be revised over time, and a lot of people sometimes don't do that. They sign the partnership agreement when the business is one way, and then 5 years later, if it's successful, maybe not updating it, and it's an outdated agreement.
And you might not know this as a listener, but we didn't sign a partnership agreement with this podcast, so I actually have all
100% in Mario. Yeah. What's your LLC called?
It's called Don't Ask Questions LLC.
Oh.
Yeah,
So you guys have to listen to him?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, every week.
Every week, every night, every day. It's what I say goes. So yeah, there seems to be a lot that goes into forming a partnership. It's not just, hey, let's start a business. I'm sure you didn't foresee your food truck to turn into this Jack's blog, food blog conglomerate.
No, it was unforeseeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if you had to get back out there with the food truck, do you think you would do it in the same vein of Snaxsonville, like keep the name?
So I don't think anyone could pay me enough to do what those guys do. I don't think I have the cooking bone. Like some people, I think what food trucks work really well for is people who really like to make food. Like it works for the chefs out there who want to kind of workshop their stuff
like
on
a new menu all the time.
Scale.
Yeah.
But the problem with food trucks is you get a big restaurant that seats, well, even a small restaurant that seats maybe 30 people. You can feed 30 people at once versus a food truck. You're serving them one at a time. And you're kind of limited to these 3-hour windows. And so just by nature of the revenue you can bring in, you kind of have to accept that it's a scaling operation. So a lot of Jack's, I would say, the most culture-defining restaurants here started as food trucks, and they were able to scale it into a restaurant. But a lot of food trucks, just by nature of the industry being so competitive, aren't able to make that jump, and it's a tough income to live on. So I don't think I could do it again, but I respect the people who got the hustle in them.
But what a great idea, a snack food truck, just late-night snacks.
Oh,
That'd be so
God,
great.
yeah.
If you could park it by the beach bars or something like that, or Riverside, that could
the
actually
drunks.
Do you guys want to do that? We don't need a partnership.
Exactly. Only with
food truck, yeah.
I guess, that's just hot dogs.
Just-
and people go nuts
Just get a
over that
food
thing.
truck and
busy.
throw up a sign, come over to me, drunks, for food.
Yeah, that's what it'll be called.
I think that's what it'll say.
Drunk
too,
food?
yeah.
Question mark?
That'll be the
LLC.
DBA.
Yeah.
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 What
Or
about
you-
a food trunk, out of the back of a car?
Are you just doing a...
That's against all standards. You
I
shouldn't do
don't
that.
think the health inspectors would love that.
You
Hey!
call it junk in the trunk.
Go, I
Junk-
love
oh,
that.
Until
yes.
they shut you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if junk in the trunk is
Okay.
going to get by law enforcement.
So what about one of those trucks with you do one of those cargo trucks, only the back is made out of glass, and you serve drunk food and you call it drunk tank.
Oh.
Well, you have ideas
So
out
many ideas. The
wazoo.
idea man. Yeah.
Do you need partners?
I'm not doing it. We gotta pay someone else to do this.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you know what? That's gonna actually lead into our Power Rank Jacks pit stop here as we descend into the sunset. I'm really excited because this is a very big, this is a very grandiose topic today, right?
Okay.
And I
Kind of bougie, if you will.
It kind of, a little bougie. I've tasked you with an assignment, and that is if you have to bring someone on a date, that could be your wife, it could be a business associate, it could be a friend who comes into town, any kind of, appointment date, whatever you want to call it, but you can only bring them to one restaurant in Jacksonville, okay? Not St. Johns County.
Yeah.
We're in the D.
We'll be in Duval.
V-A-L,
Right.
okay? The
Duval.
Duval, for those of you who can't spell. And you have to bring them. I want to know why. I want to talk about the ambience, as I call it,
Ambiance, yep.
the food itself, and then if you have some tiddly bits about the ownership, that'd be good too. So as the guest of honor, I'm going to let Nick start. I'm going to let you start.
Do you want me to start?
I want you to start.
Cole,
and,
just strip from your duties that
sorry,
fast.
Cole.
Yeah.
I kind of like it when Cole
Mario
picks,
has
to be
creative
honest.
control, so
Yeah.
he gets to do whatever he wants.
He didn't sign the agreement.
Right. Yeah.
This is what I came here for, so I'm very excited.
There you go.
I got my pick prepped. I've been wanting to participate for a
Oh,
while.
if you pick mine though, we're not airing this,
I
and you're off.
guarantee you, based on your previous picks, that I'm not going to pick what you're going to pick.
Okay. if it's Mr. Taco food
they-
truck,
they don't
just
have-
leave.
Chicken nuggets. They don't have cheeseburgers.
Hey man,
Mac and cheese, corn dogs.
We
the kids
have
menu.
we have very what's it called? Our palates are very mature.
Mature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dino nuggets all the way.
I don't know about yours.
Khalil, do you agree with that?
All right, so let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm specifically bringing my wife.
Okay.
And I know what she likes, and I know what kind of experience we like. We're a little bit more casual. We like kind of a fun and unique experience.
Don't
So-
say Chuck E. Cheese.
I thought you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm
Is that your
taking
date
her
spot?
to Hot Pot on Beach Boulevard and St. John's Bluff. My wife's a big connoisseur of Asian food. It's also a very unique date experience. So if you're like dating someone who's a foodie and likes to try new things, or they might be familiar with the concept already, but you go and kind of go to this buffet and pick out your meats.
This looks awesome.
It's very
And then,
cool.
like, you choose, like,
they have a
broths and stuff,
conveyor,
right?
you choose your broth, and you're kind of cooking the meat in the broth, and you can eat it like soup. You can throw noodles in it. It's sort of a create your own adventure. The one caveat I would, if you've never been, they'll help you a little bit, but it is kind of good to go with somebody who's done it before because it can be super intimidating. The other thing they
Fine,
do
I'll
besides
go
a
with you
hot
guys.
pot,
Yeah.
we should all go. That'd be fun.
Heck yeah.
They also do Korean barbecue,
Never
where
had
you
it.
cook the little
That's
marinated
really good.
meats on the grill. You
Yeah.
put some sauce on it. I like to throw it in a lettuce wrap. So my wife loves that spot. As far as the ownership, the owners, it's a family-owned spot. The owners are really nice, and that spot gets packed.
Do they only have one around town, or is there more than one?
They only have one around town. There's a couple other Korean barbecue spots. There's a couple other hot pot spots. I don't know if there's any others that do both still. One of them was right by
Is this
where
it?
we lived.
This
I think
pic
so,
here?
yeah.
That looks awesome.
it's right off the
Yeah.
beach.
See, Mario would make the
Yep.
joke. Mario makes the joke
I was
all the
about
time.
to say, Nick, if we went, what would I say?
He'd
Though?
always say, "What do I work here?" Because no matter what,
You
like,
have to make your own.
right, and then he'll say, "What do I work here?" And then they'll be like, "No, make your own food."
This
every time.
looks amazing, though.
It's a very unique experience, and I like to gun for unique. And so if I was trying to impress a date,
And a
depending on
variety,
their palate,
right? The variety.
complete
Got to
variety.
impress the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she's hard to impress. She's a little pampered by the Snaxsonville experience now, so I have to really pull out the big
Got
guns.
micro
but-
slabs here.
I know.
Micro celebs. I don't know about that.
You guys agree with me if you want, but I think of like a mom and pop shop. It always just makes it taste better. Like there's a little bit of love.
Yeah.
It's like they can go by and they stick their finger in the hot pot, and that's how you know it's
They
good.
might do that.
Or
I
the-
don't know. I'm gonna
Well,
say
let's
they
hope
don't.
not.
They're good people.
That would go really well with Cole's idea of making the food out of the trunk. It's just a,
Yeah.
it's a
You
family
should
spot.
do, you could do a hot pot from the trunk.
Yeah.
That's even
Well,
It's a
better.
little junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
Stick a skewer in, see what you get.
Yeah, it's like next to the hot pot, you've got gym socks, you've got tennis rackets.
All right, so the hot pot. That was
Hot pot.
that's an exciting pick. I didn't see that coming.
I'm glad.
I thought Mr. Taco Food Truck all the way.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
That would be par for the course.
All right, awesome. Well, Cole, I'm gonna give it back to you. I'm gonna let you choose who goes next.
Let's go over to Khalil.
Okay.
All right, excited with the second pick. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take
look at the big board.
looking at the big
Khalil's
board.
big
I got
board.
Kuiper's best available.
Well, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 11 South in Jacksonville Beach.
All right.
The entrees are good. I do like the entrees, but I love the appetizers. Specifically, they have a royal red appetizer,
Oh, this is fancy.
which is a
Is that one on the water?
no. It's on 11
I
South.
actually haven't been there.
It's
Whoa.
yeah.
Listen, we're beach guys. We know. Evan's not, even though he lives near me.
Right.
The bar's cool too because they got the wood fire grill going,
Okay.
and they're
Oh, man.
making things, and you can watch them.
All
and
right.
What's your go-to app?
It's the Royal Reds. Yeah, it's a spicy red shrimp appetizer with this spicy chili sauce. It's
Sounds
really
great.
good.
I'm looking at a video of their lamb chops, and I'm getting aroused over here.
Yeah, the
Really?
menu
Over
changes
lamb.
pretty often.
Gosh.
I used to
I'm
always
like
get
a
the
Catholic
paella.
on Easter, eating that lamb. Look at these Brussels sprouts, man. Oh,
Those are definitely Brussels sprouts.
this is not appropriate.
Evan's like, nah, I don't
I'm
want Brussels
surprised
sprouts.
this isn't blocked, this link. This is delicious. Who are you taking, Khalil?
My wife.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Another
Safe
smart
pick,
man.
safe
Yeah,
pick.
safe pick.
You know what why I really like this choice? You can throw on a t-shirt and a dress jacket and a dinner jacket combo.
That's kind of your look, though.
T-shirt and blazer, that's my
Yeah.
thing.
Is
Is
it?
that your look?
It's like Tony Stark.
That's what he does. Yeah.
So is it a little bit more casual?
It not. I mean, it's more casual than a steakhouse would
Right,
be.
okay.
They've got an outdoor patio too.
All right.
And then if you sit at the bar, it's really casual.
Okay.
which is normally
T-shirt,
where
no
I like
You
to
sit at
sit.
the bar with your collar undone, just drunk and sweaty. It's so
It's so casual.
So casual.
Just get the shrimp.
This is a good spot.
Yeah.
This is a great spot.
That's a good recommendation.
Yeah,
That's
try
a
it
good
out.
one. I'm going to have to.
Their desserts look delicious, too.
Oh, food's good.
Huh? Let's go.
Right now?
Khalil's treating.
No, nice. All right, I'm getting the shrimp.
All right, Cole.
Let's go to Nikki Boyle.
Let's go to Nick. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
minds.
Okay, I'm going to choose. I'm taking my wife.
Okay.
I'm going to choose Rue St. Mark.
That's a great pick.
Good spot.
Really,
that
really,
pick a
really,
lot.
really,
It
really,
sounds
really
fancy.
enjoy the restaurant.
Ousamah.
Have you been to one of their dinners where they do like
The tasting menu, that's what I'm talking about.
my man.
It's so good.
Wait, what do they do here?
So it's like it's like a prefix type of idea where you just show up and you have to tell them ahead of time because they need to
you
know
have to
that
buy like
you're-
a ticket.
You
yeah.
can't just pop like Kramer, do a pop in?
No,
Okay.
you got to tell them you're coming, and then they curate the courses for you. And so you'll start with a little moose bouche, right? And then
What is bouche, moo, goosh?
like a small app, a
Why didn't you-
tapas.
Why did you say small app?
Well, because I'm speaking French.
Oh, okay.
Is that French? I
It's
don't
French place, yeah.
We're going to go with French.
know. I mean, the restaurant's French, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to stick on theme. But then they'll do like a meat course and like a fish course. It's just so good, and then you just sit there and they bring it to you.
And there's like wine pairings, I think.
You could do that for extra.
So you don't have to cook it in a pot yourself?
Nope, you
This
don't.
is
You
my
don't
kind of
say,
place.
"What do I work here?" No, you don't have to say
That's
that. You just eat the food, and it's so good. It's a good date spot.
Do you like the chef's menu where they kind of curate it for you?
I do. I think
I
it's
do
great.
too.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan, yeah.
If
I'd rather
there's-
leave it up to whimsy, just let it go.
Here's the ultimate chef's menu for me would be like chicken tenders,
right, nuggets.
nuggets,
Yeah.
French fries, little
Right.
pizza.
Have you ever done like a blind order thing where you go to a restaurant and ask the server to pick your meal for you?
No,
Yeah,
not
all the
all of
time.
us are
Do
micro
you?
All the time.
celebrities.
Well,
Wait,
Super
really?
fun.
That's the only way I order.
Well, I usually say
If
like,
I go to a restaurant
what's
for the
your
first
Are you
time,
serious?
if it's the first time at a restaurant, every time I just ask the waiter or waitress.
Honestly,
What's your
tell me
favorite
what
thing?
to order.
That's-
Whatever you sell the
gutsy.
most of.
Yeah,
whatever
what's your
y'all
best
like.
thing?
Wow, you guys are
okay,
bold.
They'll be a little nervous. You're like, no, I like anything.
Right,
So just
exactly. Yeah,
whatever
I'll
you
eat
like.
it.
You know what they're thinking though? Oh, we got another sucker. Here's the $120 ribeye. It's the
Sometimes
most
they do
expensive thing.
that.
Or they
Yeah,
think
but-
to themselves, dude, pick your own food.
Yeah, my dad does that, and we get annoyed with him. He's like, "What's your favorite, honey?" Do you throw honey in
I
there?
think
don't,
the
I don't
honey's
say
the
that.
problem.
Yeah.
Toots.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the
Hey,
problem. That's why they get
it's like
annoyed.
1950s New York.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you
it's
have?
like you were saying earlier. Like the chef and the staff
They
there
know
knows
the
better
best.
than I do what's good.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys the kind of guy who wants to give compliments to the chef? Like, can I go back? Can I thank the chef personally?
Is that a thing?
I don't think you're like famous enough for that.
Yeah, this
Like,
isn't the 20s.
the guy's
Who
gonna
said,
be
is
like-
that a thing? Maybe it's not a thing.
I'm actually wondering. Is
oh,
that
I
a
don't know.
thing?
I've seen the.
You never heard of the saying "compliments to the chef"?
Well, I've heard the saying, but like, do people do it?
We should start.
Whenever I go to Applebee's and I
Pretty
get like all you can eat
Trendsetter,
boneless
yeah.
wings, I'm like, thanks to the microwave.
Yeah, tell the chef.
Tell Chef Mike.
Chef Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna go with my pick.
Is he next, Cole, or?
Yeah, let's actually skip
Can we go
Mario.
back
Yeah, did we
Yeah.
cut him?
or
That's not. That's not.
Feels like you kind of spoke in the Applebee's chant pretty
Yes.
heavily. at
I'm
this
not
point.
choosing Applebee's, Cole.
Or
one of-
Chili's.
No, I do like a good
Greatest
Chili's.
2 for $20 over there.
Ooh, so good.
No, they have. It's like
Now that's
three-
a date
I think
spot.
it's 3 for $10.99 now.
That's 3 for you.
You're just throwing numbers out.
That's a singles thing.
I'm just gonna go there and be like, look, you give me a number and a number of platters, and I'm all in.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, it's not Chili's. It is a very casual place, okay? And it says on their website here that they were the Folio, which in Italian means
Magazine, yeah.
Best of Jack's 2020. I'm not taking my wife because she doesn't deserve to go here, and
Yeah.
I'm not married. So, but I am taking. I'm gonna take Evan.
Depending on what it is.
We're going here. All right. This is
gonna
a
wait.
Evan's
great.
busy.
This is a great lunch spot. This is Bold Bird's Nashville Hot Chicken.
Okay, I will go with you.
Yes,
Good pick. I
yes.
love that pick.
surprising.
I had it once, and I thought it was okay. And then I had a second time. I increased the heat level, and it was just so delicious.
Have you had the hottest spice there?
I haven't, and I'm looking at the. I had medium.
It's
up
kind of,
for
it feels
mild.
scary to order
Medium's
the
pretty
hottest
hot
spice.
though, honestly.
It is.
There's Mother Clucker, which is 4 flames, and then there's hotter than a Mother Clucker, which is 5 flames. And that's a play on the word mother. I see.
So we did a video
Producer
with
Cole's like,
another.
"Don't do it."
We did a video with a group where we did all of the flavors.
Oh, so you
and
have
with
been
like
there.
the heat challenge. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
so
a
you don't
great
need me.
spot.
How hot was the
No,
hottest?
I'd go back though. I love going to the hottest one. Like it made me cry and made my tongue go numb.
So you
Pretty
enjoyed
hot.
it.
I'm not one of those like spice, like medium's perfect. I agree
Yeah.
with him. The medium is excellent.
I like to be able to kind of
But
suck on the
it's
flavor.
hot enough where you feel it, and the chili oil. It's a great pick.
With the pickles too.
Yeah, but if
So good.
if you're a heat fiend, that's a good place. The pickles are great too.
Pickles
yeah.
are good. You gotta get a bite of chicken with the pickle. Mm-hmm. And I mean, dairy and I don't get along, but I feel like ranch is the only real solution there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do the ranch.
Why not blue cheese?
I'm actually a ranch guy for tenders. Blue cheese is for wings.
Oh, so the way that chicken's formed changes your ideas.
Very good. Very good.
That's interesting.
Very good. Yep. You wouldn't understand. It's above your pay grade.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They also do this thing where they put. I referenced this in one of our previous episodes. Have you been to the Butt Hut?
I love the Butt Hut. Big fan.
Big fan of
Shout out
butts
to
and
Jacob
huts.
Bander.
Jacob Bender's the guy.
Shout out to Jacob Bander.
Bander. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll make
he's-
sure.
He's a cool guy.
Beautiful restaurant. They do this thing when they put the coleslaw on the sandwich. Mm-hmm. Hot Chicken does that too. Look at this beautiful picture.
Oh
here.
yeah, it's the coleslaw on the sandwich is.
If that doesn't get you going,
This
I don't
is the
know
place
what's
that we
wrong.
went to for lunch that one day.
We did, yeah.
Everything's
scooted
fresh.
all the way
Murray
over
Hill.
there for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know what's nice about it? It's greasy, and then they give you that slice of bread. I use it as a
Soaks it up.
napkin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
And then
All
you eat
right.
the napkin.
And then you eat the napkin.
Exactly.
Okay.
We should
Yeah.
invent this.
You want
bread
to do
We
partnership?
had to have a
really
partnership.
thin.
Edible napkins?
Ooh, we can sell that in the food trunk.
We're not doing the food trunk, Cole.
Cool, you can take your pudding and leave.
So yeah, Nashville hot chicken. You know what? I'm gonna go back like tomorrow. Want to go? You guys in? Evan, you in?
Let's do it.
I'll go.
Fair and Fair's got foot in the bill.
I'll go. Yeah,
you go.
absolutely.
You heard it here live, on air. Fair and Fair is treating a Nashville.
Woohoo!
Like don't say
Anyone who goes tomorrow.
Between this time and this time.
We got you.
that. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure. We are big supporters of the Instagram and the TikTok, as I like to
You
pronounce
say it funky.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. I feel like this is gonna sound like a stupid comment, but I feel like food's really popular in Jacksonville.
Food's pretty
food's up
popular.
there.
It's like a pastime for us.
Yeah, food is good. It's a good thing.
You guys did one of the reasons that I was very drawn to this podcast is you guys do have a special love for food. But I have to say in the least cheesy way possible, I love what you guys are doing here. Specifically, just highlighting Jacksonville, but you guys are very entertaining and witty, and I think. Don't tell the other podcasts I said this, but I think you're my favorite Jacksonville podcast. So keep
hear
on
that
doing
on the
your thing.
podcast?
Let's go.
Thanks, man. With a tear in my eye, we say thank you, and we appreciate you guys listening. Subscribe to us, but more importantly, subscribe to Snaxsonville. You can get all your local Jack's food content there. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Evan go to the Nashville Hot Chicken with me. Maybe I'll make a cameo. Maybe I'm
Guest
plugging
review?
myself. Yeah, guest review.
The classic invite yourself move by Mario.
Do you want to go?
It works.
Because now you're not invited.
It's
Khalil's
effective.
going and Cole's going too.
All right.
But thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Podcastville, you guys. We hope you learned a lot, were thoroughly entertained along the way, and that you will be coming back for more. Remember, you can find us pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. You can subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Music. Heck, we're even on YouTube. Go to Instagram, MySpace. I don't care. You can find us. We're there. And remember, if you or someone you know have been injured, reach out to Farah and Farah.